Welcome to CRC's Garage. In this episode, we'll be working on the D150. This will be an attempt to make the truck a little bit more enjoyable to drive. We'll be spraying lizard skin in the interior on the back side of the cab. The floor, I already have an Eastwood version of Dynamat down on the floor. So when we did the neon with the lizard skin, I did the truck at the same time. Since I was dirtying the gun anyways, I was trying to use up the product to get as many vehicles done as I can. But we're doing that, so hopefully the interior is going to be a little bit more quieter to drive while we're driving, and yeah, make it a little bit more enjoyable to drive. So that's what we're going to be doing in this episode, and we'll be doing a test before we spray the lizard skin and after we spray the lizard skin to see if the meter I downloaded on the phone, the sound meter, will detect any difference in noise level. So like I said, that's what we're doing this episode. So after I put the bed liner in the truck, in the bed of the truck, I had some of the leftover roll-in liner, so I figured I might as well use it up, and I put it on the back of the truck here, and to help with sound, but it didn't do anything. So hopefully, well, I know the lizard skin will take care of that. So we'll lizard skin this entire back panel, and then redo our test and see if it actually makes a noticeable difference or not. But yeah, it just sounds like a tin can, you know, these old 80s, 70s, 60s trucks like they do. So we're gonna do that, spray this with lizard skin, and when we do the neon, that's over there. So kill two birds with one stone, use up the stuff, and hopefully it'll quiet it down a little bit more. So here we go, cruising around 30 miles an hour. Windows are up, and we're at what? Around 60 decibels, 62. About 40 miles an hour here. Still at about 71 there. Baseline. I'll show you where I'm going to spray and if it's might not even be enough area to make a difference. But that'll be our baseline, and we'll spray the back of the truck when we spray the neon, and then we'll go from there and try it again and see if it made a difference. So got it almost back together. Just gotta throw the seat back in, but we'll go take it for a ride here in a minute and see if it makes a difference on the sound meter. But you could tell it makes a thud now. It doesn't make a ting like a rattle like that. That's the box. So that's what it sounded like before, basically, and now it's got a nice deadened sound to it. So yep, like I said, we'll throw the bench seat in here and go take it for a ride again and see if there's a noticeable difference on the sound meter. Alright, so here we go. Windows are up, radio is off. Most of it's from the wind noise up front here, around the front of the cab. I can hear it around this corner here, because you got the drip rail that goes around the windshield, and then the wing window there and everything. That's going to cause a lot of turbulence and create a lot of wind noise. Yeah, it might be a little bit quieter in here. But I don't know, the only way you'd fix I mean, it's a square truck. They didn't really factor in aerodynamics, I don't think, when they built these things back in the 80s. But you could probably shave the drip rails off and help a little bit with wind noise. But I mean, it's like I said, it's an 80s pickup truck. Were intended to be used as trucks. They weren't luxury vehicles. So there's a couple other aerodynamic things I want to do to try and improve, but we're doing that to try to improve fuel economy and handling at highway speed. But we'll get into that in the next video. But I think that's pretty much it. The lizard scan, yeah, I don't know, the sound meter isn't the best. It's, you know, free software that you download on your phone, and so yeah, arbitrarily, I don't know, it might be a little bit quieter, but yeah, like I said, most of the noise is coming from the wind noise around the windshield here. So I think that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode on the D150. Next episode, for the D150, we'll be working on aerodynamics. I picked up this book for the Neon to help try to improve aerodynamics for that car, to help it stick to the track a little bit better. But there's some ideas in here that we can use to apply to the truck to hopefully squeak out a couple more highway miles per gallon. So that's the goal. For next episode, we'll be starting to work on aerodynamics for the truck. I mean, it's still a square brick, but if we can improve the aerodynamics just a little bit to help us get a little bit more miles per gallon, we'll have achieved our goal. So yep, like I said, that'll be aerodynamics. That'll be the next episode for the D150. So I'm still trying to pick up another Neon to get some parts off for that car. So I don't know, we'll see where we are. I'm trying to get back to a regular schedule for getting these videos out on a regular schedule, but I'm stuck waiting on parts waiting for another car to get parts off of for the Neon. And so I don't know, we'll see. It'll either be a video on the Neon or the D150 next, but you'll just have to stay tuned to find out. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. So I'll give you a sneak peek of what we're doing on the next episode with the D150. But we're going to start doing aero mods to see if we're really trying to squeeze out a little bit more gas mileage out of the thing. But if it can handle a little bit better on the freeway, that's an extra bonus. But so what we're going to be doing is installing these. This is a Range Rover ride height sensor. It's going to take a 5-volt input, and then we could use a multimeter on one of the other outputs here and see what the voltage is, and that'll determine if it'll give an output voltage based off a position here, and we'll be able to figure out if the aero mods that we're doing is creating lift or creating downforce or not doing anything at all. So that's what these are going to be able to do, and we're going to try to mount them inside the wheel well here, and probably go to the upper control arm is going to be the best place to get this mounted to, so we could actually see what the ride height is. But that's what we're going to be working on next episode. I have a couple aero mods that I want to do and see if they actually will do anything for downforce and for fuel economy. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned, because that's what we'll be doing next episode.